everybody, it's the girl Bondy Blue. I just finished watching Greenleaf. I don't know how I feel. Like, because, okay, yeah, you know, we were resolved. I mean, I don't want to say resolved. We discussed some things. Some things have become clearer, but a lot of things still aren't very clear to me. What is going on with AJ? Who is that little niglet that came out of the woods? Okay, who was that? I didn't like none of his energy. I didn't even know if Grace was seeing an angel or a devil. I didn't know what was that a real person? I didn't know what was happening at first. And the more that he talked, the more I felt like this was some type of threat because of something that AJ is going through. Like, that's what that felt like. We haven't even gotten to that part yet. But I'm just like off the top of my mind right now, what is happening? Then this backstory that they just presented to us about the house and Mrs. Davis, I was just like, what is this? Like, have we talked about this before? Is this something I missed? Like, it was just a lot. Let's talk. Okay. Let's start off at the beginning of the episode. Grace walks down off the pulpit, okay, in the middle of church, all right? We just started this portion of the sermon, okay? So y'all know they got at least 30 minutes left in this church service, and she just running down off the pulpit, and she grabbed AJ and she pulls him out into the lobby, and she's like, what are you doing here, AJ? Oh my God, I've been worried sick. All right, he's like, you and my sister calling me talking about, oh, my mom's gonna go to jail, so I came back. Okay, and she's like, okay, but what are you doing here? Like, what? Explain some things, you know what I'm saying? And he says he's gonna turn himself into the police. And then we get the hey man. And I was like, oh, you gonna turn yourself into the police? You mean to tell me we've been stressing ourselves out this whole time for somebody that is okay with turning themselves into the police? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because it don't make sense to me right now, okay? So Bob is in Grace's old office tearing Judy and Phil a new one. This was not a part of the plan for Grace not to be one of the head pastors, okay? This was not the plan. He is bothered by this, okay? And Judy throws Phil under the bus for dating Charity immediately, okay? And then he tries to say that that's good for them because he's been able to, you know, get things out of her that, you know, that's another conversation for another time. But she's been very helpful during this process. And of course, you know, Bob is like, I'm sure. Apparently, Bob really wanted Phil to be with Judy. Is that the vibe that I'm catching? I was like, oh, word. So that y'all could use this for y'all church. Oh, look at this interracial relationship that my daughter has with this dark-skinned black man. Oh, this is going to make black people want to come to my church. It's going to make all the little mixed families want to come to our church. I see you, Bob Whitmore. He tells Judy to take herself back home. And she says, but Daddy, it wasn't my fault. And he says, if all you have to say to me right now is it wasn't your fault, it was your fault. Go home. Phil says, as it regards to him and Judy, he broke up with her because it seemed like the right move at the time for the both of them. Bob seems to think that's why her marriage to whoever this man, whatever the man name was, that's why her marriage to him didn't work out, because she's still carrying the flame for Phil, the real deal, DeMars. I think not. Okay? I think not. Like, not the fact that, you know, she like him or she want him, but I'm talking about the real deal thing. I kind of look at this situation like, do you really like him, or do you know that this will look good for the church and you want to make your daddy happy? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at Bob, his daughter, Phil, like, this is making me racially uncomfortable. Like, it's just something about it. Like, it's really making me uncomfortable. Like, how you gonna try to, like, force somebody to be... I mean, look, whatever. Anyway, so Charity talks to May. May says the house and land are all they have left now, and she's scared. Charity says that she had nothing to do with Phil blackmailing Grace. And May says, then where did this evidence come from? Does Phil have this house bugged? Are there men outside on the streets drinking coffee from the 7-Eleven, listening in on bugs planted all over the house? Charity, tell me, is that what is going on? Charity says, I don't know. Maybe. May says, so you came in here to lie to my face, Charity? And she says that she doesn't doesn't blame her because she was just Phil's weak little pawn, okay? If that was the case, then may not mad. But see, if you done came in here to lie to my face again, then I'm gonna be upset, okay? Charity says that she never meant to hurt her. And May says, but you meant to hurt your sister. Oh, see, you don't seem to understand, and I guess it's something that Phil DeMars could not teach you because he did not know, okay? That your life is my life. My life is Grace's life. Grace's life is AJ's life. AJ's life is Nathan's life. I said, who is Nathan? And May says that once you mess with a little tiny part of this life, because it's all one big life, now you done messed up the whole life. And our Charity standing there with tears in her eyes and say, oh, girl, I don't about to feel sorry for you. What you got tears in your eyes for? Okay? You was okay with everything you was doing this entire time, so don't you sit up in here and cry. May says that all Phil knew how to do was make a fool out of Charity. Aaron and Grace tried to talk some sense into AJ about turning himself into the police. They just don't think that that's the move, okay? AJ says, you know what? He doesn't want to hear it. He's going to turn himself in. He just wants all of this to be over with. And Aaron is like, okay, so why don't you go turn yourself in right now? You want to do it so bad, go do it right now. He was just like, do you want me to turn myself in? Talking to Grace. And she says, no, I don't want you to go anywhere. And I'm like, oh, Grace, I know you feel guilty. I know you feel guilty for the way you treated this boy. But at the end of the day, you are not responsible for his decisions, and you made the mistake when you lied for him. You should have never lied for him. And I know he put you between a rock and a hard place, Jesus. But the truth, Grace, the truth is what should matter above all. The God is in the truth. The truth is in the God. Okay? And that's what the God was. And this piss poor, garbage, trash situation that you got going on with AJ right now. I am just, I'm livid at her letting him take advantage of her. And then got the nerve to be all upset and everything all the damn time. Like he didn't get himself into this situation. You know better, you do better, AJ. You look like you know better. When AJ walks out, Grace really seems to think that something else is going on, which is why he's not talking about why he's doing all of this and what is going on and which took drugs for. Did you sell him? What's going on? Answer some questions around here. Aaron says that, girl, at some point you just gonna have to look at this boy and be happy he's alive. That's all you gonna have to really hold on to. All right. So Grace runs into Carissa on Carissa's way out the door to tell her that she does not have the capital to buy them out of their portion of the house. And Carissa says, that's fine, Grace. Okay, look, I gotta go. I'm on my way to the urgent care. I said, Carissa, why did you feel the need to share that? But whatever. And she says, is everything okay? She says, obviously not. I said, now look here, bitch. Okay, like, I'm sorry, but why she always gotta be so rude? Like, unnecessarily. Oh my God. She's praying for something to be negative. Now, at first, you know, we thought it was a pregnancy test, but oh no, she got the clap. I said, God don't like ugly, and that's what you get. That's what you get, Carissa. Okay? I can't believe you laid down and had sex with that man without a condom, especially when he lets you know that he goes around having sex with people all over that little sofa in his office, and you gonna be sitting up in here giving him your cooch for just all willy-nilly, all raw. I said, you know, Jacob is going to always be able to throw in your face that with all of his cheatation, he's never brought you a STD. So then she goes home to Jacob, gets in the bed with Jacob, and Jacob wants some, okay? And she like, no, Jacob, I'm on my period. I'm not feeling it right now. And Jacob starts kissing on her neck and puts his hand down her panties while she is reading her Bible, Lord. I say, oh, you just don't care. There's so many things right here. Like the Lamb of God. Like there's so many things right now to make you turn back over and go back to sleep. But I guess if she gave him all that good knowledge the last episode, he wanted some more. All right. So now you done laid down with your husband for show and gave him chlamydia. Now we already know that she probably gave him chlamydia the last time they had sex because she'd already had sex with Fernando, and that was the sex to make up for having sex with Fernando. So he already had chlamydia. He just didn't know it yet. Later on, he asked her, where are the cranberry pills that Zora uses whenever she gets a UTI? And she says, you don't have a urinary tract infection. You don't have a UTI, Jacob. And Jacob like, how you know? I said, oh, Puffy, obviously, okay? Obviously, she's about to tell you something else, okay? And she says, Jacob, I love you, I said, do you? I don't think Carissa loves Jacob. I think that Jacob was a stupid fine boy that she saw a good life with. I don't think Jacob loves Carissa. I think Carissa might have got pregnant. I think maybe they might have loved each other at the beginning, but at this juncture, I think he's staying out of guilt, and I think she's staying because she ain't got nowhere else to go. Okay, for real, for real. So she tells him that she gave him chlamydia, and he says, Fernando, right? I knew it when I asked you what you was doing at his office and you couldn't tell me why. And she was like, and what you was doing all those times I was calling your phone. You know, she got to bring up the fact that he cheated too, okay? We can't just be out here, you know, you getting all upset like you ain't cheated on me 11 times and I'm still trying to get over what I think might have happened with the skanks girl, okay? So, But he tells her that he wants her to get out the house. Okay, you wanted to get out this house so bad, take your stuff and go home and leave. Okay, find you somewhere else to stay. And she said, Jacob, boy, what? After everything I done put up with you, I ain't going no damn well, boy. You better go on somewhere away from me with this. I ain't leaving nowhere. He says, well, I want a divorce. This is over. I said, that's all you was waiting on, huh? Was an excuse that could relinquish you from your guilt so you could leave her. That's all you was waiting on. You should have left her a long time ago if you ask me. Because, I mean, if this all it took, Jacob, normally I would have been upset with you, but I don't think this lady mean you no good now, Jacob. I don't care if she your baby mama or your wife. I don't think she mean you no good. I think she the type of lady that over time would have slowly poisoned you, putting stuff in your drinks and in your food all the time. But anyway, after that, she gets a call from Fernando. He got some interesting news for her. So she goes down to Fernando's office and he shows her the will he found that turned out to be public record from Mrs. Davis. Mrs. Davis was the woman who owned the Greenleaf's estate before they did. All right. And it seems as if she was killed in some type of robbery gone wrong. And Robert McCready, and is that Mac? I don't know. Anyway, but Robert McCready ended up being a person who she left the house to. But there were previous wills that had left it to somebody else. However, whatever, now it's put it on Fernando and Carissa's mind that maybe Bishop and May had the lady killed so that they can take her house, okay? And I'm like, oh, Lord, I would hope that y'all wouldn't have done that. I mean, when you killed old boy in the fire, that was a mistake. So I would really hope y'all wouldn't be out here like actively planning people's deaths so that you can buy their property. That is terrible. So after he finishes giving her all the deets on Mrs. Davis and the will and everything, he asks her what she had to tell him. And she says, you gave me chlamydia. Bow! And smacks the shit out of him. It was everything, even though I hate Carissa. It was still everything. Jacob is playing with the little boy. Tell the little boy go get the little chess thing. They about to play checkers and chess or something like that. And he turns to Carissa with all this disdain in his voice. I said, nigga, how dare you? I'm sorry, but seriously, I don't like Carissa. But Jacob, I dare you, okay? I hit you in your thick ass neck. Sitting up here acting like you somebody's victim. I mean, two wrongs don't make it right. That's true. But you know, still, it's like you got your audacity, okay? Anyway, he tells her, did she find somewhere else to live yet? Because there's a by the hour motel down there on Elvis Presley Boulevard that she can go and stay in. I said, ain't that something, huh? Now you the biggest hoe in these streets because you done cheated on him a couple of times. I mean, at the end of the day, like he said, you know, I never gave you the clap. Carissa, I never gave you the clap. She tells him that he is never going to talk to her like that ever again. And then she slaps the will on his chest. And he's like, what you think this supposed to mean? And she says, I think that means that your daddy killed the lady who used to own this house so that he could get this house. And unless you want him to spend the rest of his life in jail, you will never talk to me like that ever again. Do you understand? Okay? And he was just like, what could he say? He thought he had the upper hand until that very moment when she presented him with all of that evidence. I mean, it's not evidence of anything. Like, why does a will prove that Bishop and them killed somebody for it? Like, that don't even, I mean, look, those two things are not, you know, mutually exclusive or something like that. So I just kind of feel like Jacob needs to do some detective work and stop being so damn dumb for 5 minutes. Please take this information to May and let her know what's going on so that she can figure this out. Okay, don't think on your own for too long now, Jacob, because you know your brain power ain't all that strong. I don't think you've eaten your Wheaties in a long time, brother. So y'all, Sophia is out here in these streets being a bad girl, talking about a sad girl. Okay, look, that's what she out here doing. Making out with Dante and all of that. He asked her to come inside his crib. She say, no, my brother's back in town. He showed up at church. I gotta go back home. So she goes back home, tries to talk to AJ, but AJ doesn't want to talk to Sophia. He's being mean to her. She's like, well, can I go walk with you? And he's like, no. And then he walks out. And so she goes back by Dante and then makes out with him some more. And he's like, come on, let's take this to my bedroom. And she's like, I'm a virgin, but I want to. And he says, well, we can just take it slow and just tell me to stop whenever you want me to stop. We'll do whatever you want to do. Whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. I say whatever you want, there's nothing I won't do. I'm still a little sick, but that's that Jodeci right there. Okay, that just brought me right into that moment. Anyway, so May is talking to Misty and Claire about Bob wanting them to vote to be H&H instead of Calvary managed by H&H. They need Charity's vote because she's the only one that still works there. May says, oh Lord, what my dumbass daughter gonna do now? And Bishop basically explains that they need Charity to vote on Misty and Claire's side in order for them to keep the church. Bishop goes to Charity to ask her for her vote. And she says, now you need me? After all these years, it's Gigi this and Gigi that. I am a person, Daddy. I am a person. And Bishop says, oh, all right. You're a person. And then he goes up to her and grabs her by her arms and he says, if you take everything that me and your mother built and hand it over to Bob Whitmore, you are going to regret it for the rest of your life. Don't do it. She'd also talked to Phil. I can't remember whether it was before or after that. And she asked if Phil is using her. And he says, be still, Charity, be still. And then she completes the passage, which is, for I am God. And she says, for you are God? Oh no, I know you're not about to say you God. And he says, no, but I am the man who loves you. And then like the poor little weakling she is, she says, well, what you want me to do? Change clothes and go. Sorry. Sorry. It had to happen. Okay. So the board votes. And then Charity has to go in and she asks Phil, do I have to? And he says, no. But then he puts his hand down for her to come on. So obviously, yes, you do. We don't know what she says. We don't know what the vote says. But we know somebody called the house and told them what it was. And before Bishop could tell Lady May, she was like, oh, no, don't tell me. Please let me continue to live in a world where some resemblance of the world we supposed to be living in is in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me just yet. And then she gets a call from Bob Whitmore. He wants her to come down to the church so that they can have a conversation about the future. Later on, Charity is at Phil's house making out with him, okay? Making nasty. And he wants to take things a bit further, but she said, oh no, I'm a good church girl now, okay? You're going to have to put a ring on my finger first. And then boom, bow, pow, he asks her to marry him and pulls out a ring. And she says yes. And then immediately goes to take off her panties. I mean, it didn't take much. You just got a ring. You ain't get married, but okay. Do what you do. So when May goes to talk to Bob Whitmore, he says that he wants a church where everybody can come together. People of all nationalities, ethnicities, and races. Everybody come on down to his church. And he wants he and May to lead the charge and lead the church. That's what he wants from her. She says, okay, but we need to have a conversation first about your little friend Phil DeMars. And he says, all right, look like something, whatever it is, he's going to be very happy to do it. She goes home to tell Bishop about this, and Bishop is like, I can't believe you're going to be standing next to this charlatan. You know what I'm saying? He's upset about it. He does not agree with this at all. And for the first time, I am totally with Bishop on this. I do not agree. I do not think that y'all should try to work with these people. These people ain't right. Okay, y'all ain't right, but these people really ain't right. And I'm just, no. I think y'all should either fight for it or create something else of y'all own. Okay, if they're gonna get rid of Calvary, y'all better make y'all a new Calvary. Bishop says that it's May's blind ambition that's leading her to make this mistake. Okay, and she says, well, Bishop, I already said yes. Okay, she already told Bob yes. I'm like, oh, Lord. Grace finds AJ at the lake. All right, he's been running out and having deep thoughts and all of that all around the property. And she asked him to stay. And he says he can't stay. And she asks why he can't stay. And then he says that she doesn't get to know why. I said, you little nigga. What you mean she don't get to know why? Y'all, he made me mad. Whatever. Phil comes into Bob's office and he tells him that May told him what he did to Grace. So they're going to go ahead and let Phil go. And Phil says, what? I have done everything I could just so I could get back to being the head of my own church. What do I have to do, Bob? Tell me, what do I have to do? I'm sorry, but I really felt like we was going there. Okay, if Bob was a different type of person, this would have went somewhere else. But he didn't want him to get on his knees in front of him. He wanted to get on his knees in front of his daughter. Because then Bob shows up to the Greenleaf mansion so that he can rub this in May's face. Okay, tells May that the agreement she had with Bob is now null and void. And she says, well, I think I'll wait to hear that from Bob. And then the phone rings. It's a text. A text. And then Charity's stupid self comes down. Oh, Mama, we're engaged and I'm never taking it off. And he's like, I have something to talk to you about. So she says, well, all right, I have time for that. Come on upstairs. And then she looks at her mama and walks up the stairs. Up there, they all canoodling just before he tells her that they're not getting married because he has to marry Judy. That's what he's willing to do. He's willing to not marry Charity, but marry Judy so that he can get the head of H&H Church, which will really never, still never be his. It's never really yours. It's always going to be Bob and Judy's. But okay, Phil, you got what you wanted. And that didn't include Charity. So Charity, you end up with nothing. Because the God don't like ugly. No, he don't. So y'all, Charity kicks him on out. So Grace has a talk with God at Faith's grave. And she's thanking God for her family members, for her father, her mother, her sisters, and her brothers, her nieces, and her nephews, her daughter, AJ. Okay? And then some little dude comes walking onto the property. And she says, how did you get on this property? And he says, well, I just started walking and I ended up here. I said, what kind of answer is that? Okay, and then he says, oh, yeah, that's Faith, that's your sister, huh? And she says, yeah, how did you know? And he was like, well, I just took a shot in the dark. I looked at the dates. You know, everything has an expiration date, Grace, don't you? You know, everything has an expiration date. And she says, oh, well, you can find your way back down to the road and out to the gates that way. And then he walks, I think I saw him walk the opposite way that she told him to walk. I wasn't too sure. But the way she watches as he walks, just walks lackadaisically on the property, I said, somebody better call security. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? Call security. What is this? You can't just be walking on people's property like that. I would definitely call the cops. I'm sorry, but you are not about to make me feel scared on my own property, walking up on here talking about everything got an expiration date, sir. Okay? I just would have had a problem. Anyway, but that was Greenleaf. They left us on a cliffhanger. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's happening with the bad girl that Sophia has turned into. Okay? We don't know what's going on with Carissa and her chlamydia and Fernando and what she plans on doing with the information that she thinks she got. Okay, what's the story behind that? What is going on with AJ? And will Grace ever tell somebody off adequately enough to make us feel better for all the times that she's been left with her face cracks by lesser than people like Carissa and Charity? But I guess she ain't got to do nothing because the Lord makes work of all of y'all, okay? The Lord makes work of my enemies, all right? Look at her. Look at Charity. Charity ain't got no man now. He done left her for that little skinny-ass white girl. And oh, look at Carissa. She got the clap. I mean, that's enough within itself. But yeah, y'all, that was Greenleaf. I mean, I enjoyed the episode, but I was just not, I wasn't fulfilled. And then this is just like the season is over and we won't see them again until 2020. We don't know when, okay? But we'll be waiting, Greenleaf. We'll be waiting. All right, y'all, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I appreciate y'all oh so much. I'll see y'all in the next one.